Exhale. Step your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Extended mountain. Get the full, complete breath. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press through the tops of your feet. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. And soften your elbows a bit. And from the softness, wrap the pit of the elbow to the top edge of your mat. Yeah, there's a twist through the elbow. The bone of the elbow will wrap towards the back edge of your mat. Try it on. See what it feels like. Scoop the pit forward. Bone of the elbow back. Take a breath. Exhale. Step or jump forward. Halfway up. Forward fold. Lasane, extended mountain. Reach and lift all the way to the pinky finger. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway up. High plank to low plank. Building your relationship to breath and movement. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Fire up those legs. Draw your outer shins in towards center. Spin your inner ankles back behind you and drive the outer ankle down towards the mat. If nothing changed with your legs, check in. Allow yourself to explore that. Spin your inner ankles back. Press your outer ankle down. Fill up with air. Clear it out. And step or jump forward. Halfway up. Forward fold. Thunderbolt. Intentional breaths through your thunderbolt. Annika and everyone, rock the weight further into your heels. Gain lift through the big toe mounds, and then root those back down too. Draw in through your outer shins. Spin your inner thighs down towards the mat. Reach up and through your fingers. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway up. High plank to low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Warrior one, right foot forward. Seal the edge of your left foot flat into the mat. And arrive. Let your breath create the arrival into your warrior. Intention through the feet. Lift the toes. Press the bones of your feet down. Lift all the way up through your fingertips. Come back down to your mat with your exhale. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, left foot forward. And each moment is the opportunity to arrive. See what you see. Seal the edge of that back foot down into the mat. And pull your front knee towards the pinky toe. One more breath in. Exhale, flow. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And let yourself be in the practice of celebrating each breath that you realize is happening. Take 2 more breaths. Step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Thunderbolt, flow in, 1 breath, 1 movement. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway up. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, warrior one, right foot forward. Connect the big toe mounds of both feet into the mat and flow high plank to low plank with your breath. Whether it's faster or slower, move from high to low. And from your down dog, the left foot comes forward, warrior one. Generate the vinyasa of movement and breath. Meet back together in downward facing dog. Be intentional with each breath through your journey. And be still and know And there's a truth in the knowing. You don't have to search for it. It's within yourself. Breathe in. Exhale. Step or jump forward. Halfway up. Forward fold. Thunderbolt, low hips. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway up. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right foot forward. High plank to low plank. Up dog. Down dog. Warrior one, left foot. Through the peak into the warrior, high plank to low plank. You exhale, you travel. Up dog to down dog. And meet back. Set your gaze to one spot. These tools of the practice let you into yourself. And draw in towards center line. Energetically squeeze your thumbs towards one another. Let that fire up all the way into your shoulders. Pull up and in. Take a breath. Exhale. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Link up the breath halfway. Bow forward. Thunderbolt. Bow. Halfway lift. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right foot forward. And from your warrior, open into warrior two. Stay here on this side and build and arrive into warrior two. Wayne and everyone, pull your front knee towards your pinky toe. Spread your fingers and set your gaze. Let that breath lengthen and even to match inhale and exhale. Flip your palms, reverse your warrior, inhale. Extended side angle. And check in, can the torso come forward a bit more? Pull forward through the shoulders. Draw your tailbone towards the back heel and draw the outer edge of that foot into the mat. And then fully express. What does that mean for you? Try it on. Through the fingers, through the breath. Take one more inhale. Plant your hands to your mat, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, warrior one, left foot forward. Land your warrior one and then open into warrior two. Now we get in the groove of the flow. And we take time to pause and build the moment. Energetically squeeze your heels towards center. Flip your palms, reverse your warrior. And come forward, extended side angle. And create a line of energy from your right heel to your right pinky finger, elongate. And lift up through the top shoulder. Pull your low ribs in towards center. Take a full breath. Plant your hands, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bring your big toes to touch at the back of your mat. Left leg, three-legged dog. Yeah, switch it out, left leg. Be intentional with the listening versus just the going into what you know. Press through that heel. Bend your heel towards your glute. Take the bend through the knee, and then let yourself take a circle. Create a big old circle with your knee. Squeeze your heel towards your glute. Breathe in. Exhale, flip dog. Set that top foot on the outer right edge of your mat. And walk your feet in. So your feet are below your knees, yes. And squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Drop your head back. Open up into the full expression of your flip dog. Unflip to side plank. Left hand into the mat. Right side body lifts. Focus your gaze. See one thing, intentional breath. And whether that bottom leg is on the mat or straight to the back edge of your mat, put focus on the top leg and draw your knee up and into your chest. Bend your knee to your chest. Yeah, play with that bend in Bring your gaze towards your left thumb. Plant your foot at the top edge of your mat to open into Crescent Lunge. Swoop up, transition. Yeah, and then just like that, you arrive in your Crescent Lunge. Breathe. Pull the back of that left knee up to the ceiling. Hands to the center of your chest. Prayer twist to the right edge of your mat. David and everyone, roll the inner ankle of that back foot towards center line. Yes. Pull up and in through the belly, up through the top shoulder, and lengthen the crown of your head forward. From that length, take the twist, stack your left long over your right long over your left. That's what it is. Yeah, breathe here. Let yourself be in it. One more full breath. Do it again. Breathe in fully. Come back through center, crescent. And land here. Let yourself see and be in crescent. Take one more full breath in. Hands to the mat, flow. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big toes to touch. Right leg, three-legged dog. Bend the knee right away. Get the opening. Squeeze in towards your sits bones and then take that circle. Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2. And with your next exhale, flip dog. Roll your big toe mounds in towards center. Outer edge of your foot will become parallel with the mat. And then take your full expression. Cactus the top arm. Lift your hips up to soften the head back just 1 more inch. Unflip to side plank. Plant your right hand into the mat. Draw all of your toes towards your face. Get grounded, stable through the bottom leg. Pull up and in and draw the top knee towards your chest. Stay for a moment in that hug in. Bring your gaze towards your right thumb. Plant your foot, crescent lunge at the top edge of your mat. Scoop up and you arrive. Take an intentional breath in your crescent lunge and then twist it to the left. And be still and know you don't have to over effort. You can allow yourself to be in the practice of today. Press through the right heel to gain length through the crown of your head. Draw up and in to give space for the twist. Each exhale, stack your lungs. Sue's got a beautiful view out her window. Whatever you see, see it. Rise back up through center, crescent. Land here. Let yourself breathe. An intentional breath. Hands back to the mat. Flow. Maybe you float that leg. Maybe you move through back to downward facing dog without the chaturanga. Know it's your practice. Take a breath in. Exhale. Travel to the top of your mat. Halfway up. Forward fold. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt. And maybe the thunderbolt isn't what is to be celebrated, but the intentional breath you take in the moment. Weight into the heels, hips 1 inch lower. And from that depth, take your twist to the right. Explore the depth of the hips and the lift in the chest. Connie and everyone, lift your chest towards the ceiling above you. Sink your hips lower to help with the teeter-totter. Yeah. And tuck your chin towards the chest a bit. Get that lock through the jaw and explore. Be still and know that you are stronger than you feel. More capable than you realize. Rise back up through center. Thunderbolt. Bow forward. Split your feet. Fingers to toes. Forward fold. Let yourself absorb the benefits of the inversion. We often talk about inversions being handstands, these really explosive inversions. And this is one of the most important. Soften your head, open and close your jaw. Work the full extent of your inversion And then rise back into your thunderbolt and play around. And the hips go lower. Yeah. Take your twist to the left. Focusing on celebrating each breath that you let yourself experience. Open your eyes, see one spot, be here in your practice. And if you're in the studio and you see shoulders in front of you, celebrate their breath through yours. And at home, know we are sending the breath to you and you send the breath to us. So rise back up through center, thunderbolt. And take your practice seriously, yourself lightly, and see what in the lightness you experience. And then bow forward, let it go. Palms to toes, forward fold. Put the whole palm of your hand underneath your feet. And shake out your head. Use the strength of your arms to pull your elbows away from one another, to pull the crown of your head to the mat. Draw your forehead back towards your shins. Release your hands, plant them on the mat, crow pose. And today, don't let the focus be getting the perfect crow. Let it be each breath you experience intentionally in your version of crow. Whether it's a yogi squat, whether it's a crow to handstand. Plant your hands on the mat, bring your elbows up into your armpits as much as you can. You got it, Wayne. Wayne and everyone, breathe and be. Take that intentional breath. Be still and know together for 3. For 2, step back or shoot back. High plank awaits. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Gaze, breath. Utilize the tools. Yeah, it's different from knowing into experiencing. Experience your breath. Clear it out. Travel to the top of your mat. Halfway up. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Eagle. Right leg, right arm. Create your bind. Rebecca and everyone, lift and spread the toes of the standing foot. And then soften the left knee a bit more. Get the depth through the eagle hips. And rock your shoulders back over your hips. Extended mountain lift. Eagle, left leg, left arm. No, you don't have to critique what's happening in your body to be able to experience the benefits of the practice. In fact, that pulls you out. Take the shape, focus on the breath, and pull the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Extended mountain, eagle, right limbs, create the bind. And check in one place that's tight that doesn't need to be. Soften that. Maybe it's your jaw, your eyes, your face. And find another place that needs some integration, whether it's through the abdomen, the thighs. Balance that out. Lift up and transition into eagle. Left leg, left arm. When we get aware of what's happening, we have the opportunity to shift what's happening. And Evan and everyone, draw your elbows up in line with your shoulders and forearms, pull them away from your face. Add space for daylight. Extended mountain, standing leg raise. Right side. Bring your leg through center and then open to the right edge of your mat. Activate the right foot fully. Pull your toes towards your knee. Yeah, Joaquin and everyone, active feet, alive in your feet. And extend out through the left fingertips and set a solid gaze, soft eyes and steady gaze. Draw your right leg back through center, lift up to the ceiling with your toes and your fingertips. Breathe into the lift. Exhale, pull back, airplane pose. Set your gaze down towards the mat, see one spot. Let yourself experience the breath. Be with your breath. Open up, half moon. Active and aliven the quad muscle of the standing leg. Draw up and in from the kneecap to the hip socket. And then from that hip socket, lift up and out through the top foot. Press the heel away from you. Take your biggest expression. One more breath into it. And then bow forward, let it go. Hold and shake. Shake your head, shake your tailbone. And roll back up, extended mountain. And standing leg raise. Opposite side. And see one spot. Open that leg to the left edge of your space. And same idea, where can you integrate and where can you soften? Celebrate the fact that you have choice to do that. That awareness is access into shifting. Breathe. And pull the whole left leg back through center. Inhale, fingertips and toes to the ceiling and flow back, airplane pose. Soften the right knee. Add some water elements to that knee. And drop the left hip and the left pinky toe down towards the mat. Yeah. And Amy and everyone, squeeze your pinky fingers towards one another for one more breath. And then open up, half moon. And there's a stillness here that exists. And maybe for today, your mind is spinning. Maybe it's just micro moments in the expression that you get a bit of stillness. Whether it's a second or 10, let yourself in it. One more breath. Bow forward, let it go. Maybe that's where your stillness comes in the release. Lift your spine halfway up. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Dancer pose. Right foot inside of that ankle. And open, kick into the right shin. And Carol and everyone, pull your right inner thigh towards center line. And expand away from your face through the left fingertips. No need to analyze, instead experience the breath. Lift through the center of your chest and switch it. Left foot dancer. And know the cues I give that you hear in the studio, they're not to critique your practice at all. They're just opportunities to shift and get you into your body to experience your practice. Flex through that back foot and press the big toe mound up into the ceiling. Yes, Kate, pull in so you can express out. Take one more breath and try it again on the right side. Just like that, you go right back in. Dancer, right foot. How many breaths have you experienced in your practice, and how many have gone by without any attachment or thought to them? Attachment's good. You don't have to attach to them, but witness and be with them. And switch your feet. Last chance, dancer. Non-attachment is even a very important practice of yoga. Release the attachment of getting it perfect. Experience each breath as it comes and goes. Fill up the back body with one more inhale. Both feet to your mat, tree pose. You'll balance on the left foot in the mat. Guide the right foot somewhere into that left leg. And challenge yourself to focus on your breath. There is triumph in each breath that you witness in your body. And switch your feet. Tree, opposite side. And consider each one is precious. You don't want to miss it. I'm looking at Ellen in studio who's going to have a baby, and she doesn't want to miss any moments with that baby. Consider that amount of integrity to listen to your breath in your practice. Don't miss it. Do 2 more breaths that you get to experience. And then bring both feet to your mat. Bring your hands by your sides, palms face the top edge of your mat, Samasthiti. Soften your eyes. And put your focus on the breath in and out of your nose. The sensation through the nostrils. The expansion and contraction of your lungs. So lift through the crown of your head. Extended mountain, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Triangle pose, right foot forward. Take advantage of the reminders that exist right now from me as a gift to you to stay with your breath. Lift through the inner arches of both feet. Pull in through center. Draw your thighs towards one another energetically, and then lift up and out from there. Take 1 more breath. Side facing, wide leg forward fold, toes in, heels out. That inversion, let yourself into the inversion. Shake your head out. How many breaths can you be a part of in this fold? Take 1 more full breath. Let it go. Lift your body up into pyramid pose. Transition through the breath. Step the back foot up so you get to root through the left heel as much as the right heel. Soften the knees a bit. And check in left to right. Walk the left foot towards the left edge just a bit more. Add space for your hips. And bow into it. Humble your breath, your body. Enjoy any moment that there is a bit of stillness. Lift halfway up. Twisting triangle. Right hand to the small of your back. Could reach up to the ceiling, your choice. Create breath through the physical creation of pyramid. Pull the right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the crown of your head to the top edge of your mat. And stack your right lung over your left. 1 more full breath. Hands back down, high plank to low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Triangle, left foot forward. Seal the outer edge of the back foot into the mat and lift through the inner arch of the front foot. Draw in energetically through your heels, lift up and out through your top hand. Pull the low ribs in, Take one more breath. Side facing, wide leg forward fold, toes in, heels out. Chest expansion if you want to do that. You can interlace your hands behind your back. Our minds are wonderful tools. We often want to critique, criticize, prioritize. And we deserve to give them a break. And be still with the breath and know you don't always have to let the brain lead the practice. Let your body through the breath take an inhale, clearing exhale. One more breath in. Let it go. Rise up, pyramid pose. Listen to the breath as you move your body. Listen to your body as you take the fold. And do what you can with your feet to root through the big toe mounds, through the center of your heels, and spin your inner thighs towards the back edge of your mat. And drop your head down. Annika and everyone soften. Twisting triangle. Left hand, choose the small of your back or the ceiling, yes. Press through that back heel, Carly and everyone lift through the crown of your head. As if the lift through the crown of your head would intensify your ability to focus on breath. One more full inhale. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And forward to your high plank. Roll your body into your high plank. Set your gaze. And I ask you here to listen to your breath. I don't care what shape you take, whether your knees are on the mat, whether you drop your whole body to the ground. I invite you to listen to your breath. And with your next exhale, lower into the mat, Locust Pulls. Tuck the crown of your head forward. And lift. Lift the back of your head and the back of your ankles towards the ceiling. One more full breath in. Lower down, rest. Drop one cheek. Let the cheek rest on the mat. Open and close your jaw. Listen to the breath in rest. And then listen to the breath as you take action. Locust, second chance. You can interlace your hands, airplane your arms. So point through your toes. Pull your toes away from your face. Maybe even connect the big toes. Give yourself something to press into to lift up through. Take one more full breath. Lower down. Rest. Floor bow. We'll do one. More than creating the biggest floor bow you've ever been in, I invite you to listen to your breath in a new way. Draw your outer thighs towards center. And listen to each breath in your body. For 3. For 2. One more breath. Lower down to the mat. Windshield washer your legs side to side. Upward facing dog. Yeah. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Alive in the thighs so you add more space between your mat and the thighs. One more inhale. Downward facing dog. And come to your knees for camel. We'll do one camel tonight. Lift. Press into your knees to lift the crown of your head up. And then move into your camel. Focus the hip bones forward. Press those forward. Tailbone tucks down towards the mat. And express into and through the breath. Yeah, there's a couple of you moving through. Dancing camel, take your variation. And then slowly lift up. Let your head be the last thing. Come back to downward facing dog. Get the counter stretch through your spine. Breathe through the down dog. And then come all the way to your back body, bridge pose. Walk your feet in towards your body. Shorten that distance. And press down and go up, bridge pose. And everyone, press into your feet. Let your body gain lift through your hips. And then from this lift, breathe and, be with your breath. Maybe you listen so much, it almost takes your breath away. And then lower back down to the mat. Choose bridge or wheel. Put your attention into it and press down, rise up. Bridge pose or wheel pose. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other and add that internal rotation down towards the mat. Roll down. Listen to the breath. Lower your whole back body down to the ground and rest. And as you rest, lift and lower through your sacrum. So the front of your hip bones, pull them up towards your ribs, create the crunch, and then let that go. Create the crunch, let that go. Create the crunch and use that to lift up, bridge pose or wheel pose. Protect your low back as you rise. Press through your heels and lift your toes at the same time. Breathe in together, lower down. We'll do 3 more. Choose the variation for this one. Press into the mat and rise up, bridge pose or wheel pose. And bring in a breath that allows the triumph of listening into your practice, because it is something to celebrate. There's lots of people talking in the world. Listen to your breath. Lower back down to your mat. Take a breath. Rise right back up, bridge pose or wheel pose. We can't fully hear other people till we hear ourselves. The truth underneath the thoughts. The way you move in this world through compassion, through joy, through love. Tap into that and then lower back down. Take one last bridge or wheel. It is your choice as always, and press into it. Draw your tailbone towards your heels towards your tailbone. Breathe, let yourself listen for 3 inhales and exhales. Inhale together. Exhale for 1. Breathe in. Exhale for 2. And then lower back down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Connect the soles of your feet. Cover up your heart and your abdomen with your hands. Take up that space. Happy baby. Rock from side to side. Pull the sacrum flat down towards the mat. Get the action of the back body down. And from the downward action, rock side to side. And then extend both legs straight up into the ceiling. Cradle your head with your hands. Interlace your fingers. Pull your elbows as wide as they'll go. And lift the center of your chest towards your toes for 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hover your right heel off the mat. Extend your left leg up into the ceiling and pulse up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch your legs. Activate the inner ankles. Roll them towards the mat. Pulse for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both legs straight up. And bring your arms by your sides. Palms flat into the mat. Press your low back into the ground below you. Lower your legs 60 degrees from the ground. Spread your toes, Lisa and everyone, and then come down 30 more degrees. Come down until you hover. And choose to keep your palms on the mat or option to reach your hands above your head. Keep your legs out long into a version of a handstand on your back body. Breathe for 3. For 2, send your legs up into the ceiling. We'll do that one more time. Take a breath in. Lower down 60 degrees from the mat. Breathe in. 30 degrees from the ground. Hover. And choose whether your palms stay by your sides or lift up above your head. Create your variation and breathe and listen to the breath for 3. For 2, lift your legs up and into your chest. Yeah, squeeze in. Squeeze out the back body farts, they happen. And then lift into your bicycles. Set your body up. Elbows wide. Shins parallel to the ceiling, and we'll twist for 30 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Active feet. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. High boat. Grand finale. Optimal time to listen to your breath. Create your high boat and listen. Be still and know you are powerful. You are strong mentally, physically, emotionally. Victoria and everyone, lift the crown of your head. Pull your toes towards your face. Breathe for 3. For 2. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Rock your spine up and down your mat. Breathe through the rocks. And come up and over. Meet up and down dog. You can take that last vinyasa. Any variation that gets you back to downward facing dog. And bring your right leg forward, half pigeon. And there's times when breath can be a little easier to listen to. Maybe that time happens for you now, or maybe it's more difficult. Whatever your experience is, be with it. Without critiquing what's happening, be with yourself. And draw your shoulders, the crown of your head. If you're on your belly, pull it forward to the top edge of your mat. On your back body, option to roll a bit from side to side. Get that point of really deep opening and breathe through it. And if really deep opening isn't your game tonight, soften a bit. And transition into half pigeon with the opposite leg forward. And every interaction we have, every response, reaction, there is a human on the other side of that. Even if you're home, there's people you're not interacting with, and therefore they're a part of that. They have a repercussion from your choices. You know, it's important to listen to yourself, to get grounded into your own truth, so that those other people you get to interact with get the full you. And that's where the real triumph lies, is when you interact from the truth within and not from this need to be the perfect person, the perfect partner, the perfect coworker, the perfect whatever. The world needs you. This yogic practice, it gets us to the state of yoga, which is a unity of body and mind, of self. Let that in. With that type of mentality, listen to your breath. And lift yourself up and come into a seated forward fold with both of your legs out long in front of you. Press through your heels and take the fold and draw your toes back towards your face. Now aliven the feet. Soften the center of your chest towards your toes. Take a breath in. Let it go. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your hands. Lift your hips up, away from the mat below you. And gain that lift through your heels and the big toe mounds. Press down. Lift up. And lower back down to the mat into fish pose. The long body fish. Toes pull away from your face. Shimmy your elbows underneath your back body. And soften the crown of your head, the back of your head towards the back of your mat. And take a clearing breath in your fish. And release into an inversion of your choice. Shoulder stand, forearm stand, headstand, handstand. Play here. Let yourself experience your breath as the blood flows in a new direction. If you're in shoulder stand, draw your heels towards the top edge of your mat. Yeah, Barb, right in that sunshine, bring your heels farther forward. Point and flex through the toes. And from shoulder stand, pull back towards plow pose. Smooth and steady. And from plow, take ear pinning pose. Squeeze your knees into your temples. If you're playing and you want to keep playing, do that. We'll all meet on our back body eventually. Take a happy baby when you get there. One last happy baby, rock from side to side. And squeeze your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg long away from you. Supine twist. And take one more breath on this side before you transition supine twist with your left knee in and up. Move back through center, Supta Konasana. And take any last movements, any last deep breaths, whatever you need before you move into your Shavasana. If you're craving more of this stillness, I invite you to stay just as you are. You're ready to begin the wake up into the body. Deepen your breath. Wiggle out your toes, maybe your fingertips. All the way towards a full body stretch. Make your way onto your right side, fetal position. I invite you here for a moment to be still and know that the world needs you, your authentic self. What you have to offer is what the world needs. And come to a seat on your mat. Tall spine, hands to Anjali Mudra, that prayer position. Soften your thumbs to the middle of your chest. We'll take 3 ohms together, filled with triumph, in authenticity, and in your truth. Take a breath. La. Your thumbs to the middle of your forehead. I thank you for the gift of your practice and your presence. It matters and you matter. Together we bow and say, Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, friends at home. Thank you, friends in studio. It matters. Your practice, your presence in this studio impacts the other people that are here. So if you see the people on the camera at home, you see the people in studio, there's energy that exchanges. It's important. It matters. And I thank you for that. Saturday, April 3rd, Brandon will shift your world with some backbending. She's going to lead you through 2 hours, 2 to 4 that day. Backbendings are really heart-opening poses. They can be a bit vulnerable, and they're important. They're important. You can learn how to incorporate them in different ways into your journey into power practice, into any other asana practice you take on. So join in that if you can, and move forward. Take a few breaths on your way out that you listen to, and transition off your mat into the rest of your night. That's all I have, friends.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Kelsey.
Welcome.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Bye, Wayne. Bye, Barb.
Thank you, Kelsey.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sue.
All right, we done for the day. Be mighty, one mighty.